Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. And welcome back to Sci-Fi Sundays.
Hello.
You know, we even have a fun special guest today. Y'all know him. Y'all know him. We're hanging out. Aaron, Sarah, how are y'all feeling this morning? Good week? Been a good week?
It's been all right.
Been a little tired, but otherwise all right.
I'm kind of with you. It has been a very freaking tiring week. Besides the one quintessential, pivotal, huge, awesome, great thing that happened overall this week. Everything else has kind of been a slow week.
Actually.
But besides that, I mean, we've been asking for this news for 5 years. Obviously, we discussed it on Thursday a bit.
Yeah.
Has it only been 5 years? It seems
it's only been 5 years that we've been discussing it, at least over here.
Yeah, but overall, fandom has been 15 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So obviously, we're gonna have to start this thing off. It's a Sci-Fi Sunday. So what have we seen this week and all that good stuff? But I'm putting it out to chat because we all have our little mental list together and all of our little mental checklist. What do you want to see from Stargate coming back? New gate. What does it need? Not just what do you want from it, but what does it actually need to function as a good new series? Let's go.
Let it go.
And, let us know. Let us know what you think. Besides that, real quick, while chat's getting all that together and what we need from a new Stargate series, what did y'all watch this week? What did y'all digest media-wise?
What did I watch this week? Tulsa King. I finished Slow Horses. I started watching yesterday that new Ken Burns documentary on the American Revolution, which is pretty good so far.
Ooh.
So that's about it. And lots of hockey as usual.
How was the hockey game?
They had a game Friday night and Saturday night, and they won both. So yay!
Ooh.
Yeah.
Neither of them was against the Red Wings, was it? But neither of them was victories.
Oh no, this is a junior hockey team. I have.
Oh, okay.
Seattle Thunderbirds. But I grew up in Michigan, so I'm also a Red Wings fan. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched jack squat this week except like other people's live streams for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Star Talk. I've been like watching a ton of Star Talk.
It's all about Stargate.
And just so you know, she does have another channel.
Ooh, nice. Well, no, like the Neil deGrasse Tyson Star Talk.
Oh, well, that Star Talk's been great.
Yeah, I've been burying myself in astrophysics.
I was watching, I forget who it was last week on it a few different times. They were talking about, there was one really great video about how Godzilla was just thought up as an idea. And, they bring up the really good point of, giant radioactive lizard after about 5-10 years after their bombs dropped in certain parts of their country with giant radioactivity. And it's like, that does kind of correlate now that you mention it. Just something you never thought of before,
And then Neil comes in with real science and talks about how scaling up does not work at all.
Yeah.
Like
I love
Godzilla would technically be a puddle because just scaling up his natural support system couldn't hold him.
Nice big radioactive puddle. That's Clayface, though. We already have something like that for media.
True.
Besides that, what y'all seen this week? Anything else? Anything surprising? Anything cool, new, wacky, wicked? You might even say.
No, I haven't gone to see that yet. Only other thing I've really seen is a bunch of AI crap, like fake leaks of all kinds of stuff. Everyone's going nuts. I have my own theories on all that. But that's more Marvel stuff. That's a whole nother for today thing.
There's a certain subset of wars that don't seem as secret as I think some people were thinking they would be. So here we go, sooner than later on that one. I've lost complete slack over here.
No.
I'm about to knock my entire laptop off of here. There we go. We're set. This week, I have seen a couple things real quick. I guess I have started trying to catch up on Tulsa King. Finally, Sarah. I've only watched up to episode 3 now, but I'm just getting there.
It's good.
So far, I really like it. I like Robert Patrick in there. He's subtle, but he's best when he's subtle. I like it. Hell of a lot better than Robert Patrick and Peacemaker, although Peacemaker was fine with him. The rest sucked. But anyway, the bird blindness, worst Acular Monk. Besides that, though, I did watch episode 1 of Landman. I feel like there's another TV show that I just was trying to catch up on that I haven't. I've been meaning to watch Visions, but I did see Now You See Me 3 and Running Man in the theater.
Oh, how were those? A lot of people are bagging on Running Man right now.
My review of both of those movies: go see Predator Badlands, because they both
did.
Yeah.
They both suck. I was so disappointed in both of them. They're both.
Yeah.
If you can truly just turn your brain off and sit during a popcorn flick, you're okay. Now You See Me 3 is not fun and enticing like the first two. It just is like, we're going to expect you to like our big reveal at the end that they didn't set up for half a second for the entire film. Now You See Me is just, Running Man, if Now You See Me had a bad ending, Running Man might be the worst ending of a movie in the last 10 years.
Ooh.
There's not been a worse movie. Ending wise. The rest of the movie, solid is the right term to use. Glenn Powell does just fine, and it goes through, but it doesn't move the needle. Go watch the Arnie movie again is kind of realistically the better thing to do. Save your money until you want to see it on streaming, maybe.
No, I was already planning on that.
Predator Badlands the way to do it. And
I went and saw that. Was it last weekend? I think it was.
How'd you, when you went in there, Sarah and I were like, okay, this is going to be fun, but, we were talking about it, trying not to, like, shoot our expectations too high, and then I definitely tried not to do that for Sarah after I came back smiling frickin' from ear to ear. Were you excited going into it, or were you still a little trepidatious before you jumped
Badlands? Oh no, I was excited. Like I don't know if you guys heard, but there was it was a lot of the usual crowd, but like people were calling it a girl boss movie. I was like, I didn't get that from the trailer. And then when I went and saw the movie, I walked out, I'm like, these people are so full of it, like usual. But I'm like, that was not even remotely close to a girl boss movie.
No, it was still just straight adrenaline the whole time.
Possible spoiler alert. I'll be as vague as I can about this, but like, I was when the little roly poly first showed up, I was like,
Bud.
Yeah, Bud. When Bud first showed up, I was like, don't know if I need a little cutie in this movie. Don't know. But then the other thing, and they tied it in, and I was like, I like that. That's good. Like, you had me going. I thought we were going to get more of those little bird creatures from frickin' October. I was like, I don't need any more of this crap. But then they did the thing with it, and I was like, okay, this works.
Yeah. It's cool.
All I'll say is, like, based on how it ended, they better make a friggin' sequel, like yesterday.
Oh,
get to work, Dan! Get to work, Dan!
Yeah.
Oh, and Dan is eating. He is serving us feast right now, and I am happy with it. This is another good thing that came out this week. That second Project Hail Mary trailer, the video release, seemed it's family oriented with the alien. I don't know if it's truly family oriented, but we'll see. Andy Weir doesn't usually write family-oriented things, but you can watch him with your family and learn something. I don't know if The Martian's like family-oriented, but it could be watched with family, totally. All that aside, though, talking about space things, Stargate, y'all.
Oh,
we've kind of obviously
that was more accurate than you know.
That was representative of how many times it's activated and gone back and activated back.
Just in the last 5 years, it's been crazy. But
let's just say when I saw this after 4 hours, I almost had to go to the ER. You know what I'm saying?
Heart was running that fast.
Yeah, something was.
Blood was pumping. Uh-oh. Well,
Let's just say there wasn't a lot of blood getting to my brain for a couple hours. I'll just put it that
way.
The American flag photo came out for a bit.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, we didn't even need Jay here, and we're already Jaying just a bit. I love it.
John Philip Sousa, the whole thing.
Yep.
Yes, very much so. Okay, so we discussed a lot on Thursday, Aaron. What were your initial thoughts? Just when you saw this drop, obviously it's flabbergasting for a bit, but
yeah. Well, my first thought after I got blood back to my brain, I went straight into freaking Dwayne Johnson. Finally! Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I was super excited, like instant retweet. I tagged all you guys, and I'm like,
so,
but yeah.
You and Jay texted me at the same time. Y'all are both the reason I even realized it was going on because all the cat stuff was going on. I'm like, all right, a half dead cat and figure out how to make it like live for a little bit, and then.
Yep. Yeah, I tagged your personal SciTrek and I tagged Melvin.
Which hopefully Melvin pops in. I did send him a link just in case.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Rip my headphones.
Oh, with the yelling.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Well, we like to change the volume every now and then. Throw some folks off.
Wake everybody up
on board at the
Sunday
same time.
morning.
It's Sunday morning, Sunday evening. One way or another, you're awake for a couple more hours. We got to talk Stargate, y'all.
Yep.
Show. But yeah, no, just like a whole ton of excitement. Actually, between then and now, haven't spent a whole ton of time like engaging in critical thought. Like, what I want to see, what I think they should do, what I think they might do. I've just been giddy about it. I haven't actually turned on the thinking part of my brain. It's just been all limbic system. Like, yes.
Remain giddy.
Oh, yes.
But it's time to get into the gritty today too.
Oh, for sure.
I was looking for something. I'm glad that alliteration worked. That made me happy there.
Oh yeah.
The redfish bluefish box ticked in my brain right there. Good morning.
Sweet.
Okay.
I'm relying on matcha today.
I've got a tea that I'm letting seep right now. I'm ready for it.
Go.
I did literally just take a matcha shot a few minutes ago. I don't like matcha, but damn, it works. It wakes you up.
Well, you know what? If you get a matcha frappuccino and have them squirt 6 squirts of the sugar syrup in it.
So
I just do old-fashioned coffee. Sorry.
Oh, I do that. I do that like most other days, but it's being a little frisky today.
You and Greg are normal coffee folk. I think everybody else is. I guess usually the other half of us are British and just drink tea. And then there's Stormy and I. But I've started to become a tea person. Stormy, we don't want to ask what he drinks in the morning.
I don't know if I want to know anything about Stormy's diet at all.
Exactly.
Honestly, I love Stormy. Don't get me wrong, but he is a perfect example of dancing on that line between genius and madness. And you never know which way he's going to be tilting from day to day. I love that about him, but also, damn.
He's our beautiful resident rocket scientist.
We have an actual rocket scientist.
I know.
Done in 7 days with this semester, and then I'm pretty sure we're going to have Stormy freaking out about Stargate for a good while, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear his
microwave tea.
Hey, highlight his chat above that.
So when are they going to green light? What stage are they at now?
They are in heavy pre-production.
Yeah.
They're probably still storyboarding. They're still writing scripts. Probably coming up with some previs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's with the fact that Martin Garrow has already pitched something tells me at least storyboards are already there. But y'all know we talk about it all the time, and our favorite thing to do is get into the nitty gritty of all these different things. And pre-production can take a little while, even though those storyboards and the story, maybe even stories of season 1 are already there. They're probably still working on the tail end of scripts, which involves more storyboarding, of course. And we're gonna have to wait till they build this world out. I don't know. I don't think they've announced. I don't know if they even know what set of sound stages they're going to use, because MGM and Amazon have some in Culver City, they have some in Vancouver, they have some Seattle. I mean, there's a lot of different places that they could film.
If they want to match the aesthetic, they better get their heinies back up to Vancouver.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, with the volume, with those big, screen things, they can make it look like it real easy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
I hope.
Well, that was one of the things that always appealed to me about the SG-1, though, is like practical sets are good. I love practical sets.
That's a big thing, because I'm actually, of course, a little jaded, a little jealous, not jealous, a little more biased, I guess, in the sense of, all right, LA doesn't have a whole bunch of work going on right now. And if Stargate were the big project that brings work back into the film capital of the world, I'm going to be a freaking happy camper.
On a whole other subject, I don't know how much Hollywood's going to be the center of anything.
We'll see. Yeah, it's a place.
Yeah. That's a whole nother subject.
Just it would be really nice to see it come down here and kind of herald in whatever new age of television we're in. That being said, you just said practical sets, Aaron, and practical sets not just make or break something sometimes, but make or break your that illusion of okay, I'm actually in this world, or oh, that's some CG. Oh, that's this or that. Obviously, old Stargate was you were so immersed into the world that you didn't care that was there. Are we going to get back to that? Are we going to do those low budgets? I'm just excited to see where we're at. The big question I see people asking so far is, how many episodes do you think it needs to be to actually tell a proper Stargate story in the new age?
I would say 10 to 12, minimum 50 to 60 minutes. Like, you cannot F around with this.
Yeah, you can do 10 episodes, but they're not like 45 minutes. You can go a little over that 40, like it used to be like 45-minute thing. Now it's like you get a full hour or whatever.
Well,
10 at minimum, but 13 would be perfect.
Yeah. Give me some Stranger Things season 5 length episodes. Or
if we do that, if that's the case, I'm sure it only has to be 8 episodes. They might even do 6 or 8 if they do like that length. But if they did it that length and did hour-and-a-half long episodes, I'm there.
Right.
Oh,
that would be cool to do that. It'd be interesting. Yeah. I'm surprised more shows don't do that.
There is another option I don't think anybody's really thought about and put on the table. First of all, because it's not one that Amazon typically sticks to. On Thursday, Jay and I were trying to figure out just how their approach is going to be. Obviously, Sarah and I have talked about Alien Romulus and Predator Badlands and all these different Predator and Alien projects in recent memory that have revitalized their franchise. And how could Stargate do something similar? Not, bring it back in the same way, but how could they revitalize their franchise in a similar way? The other day, Jay was saying Star Trek, like New Trek, would kind of be the way that they're going to approach trying to put it out there.
It's 100% confirmed now.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking The Mandalorian may be more of a blueprint to watch, in the sense of, hey, this is in a world that we're familiar with. We know things that are going on here, and we know things that have happened here, so on and so forth. But this is a new cast, new set of characters, smaller scale story that, hey, season 2 comes by. Here's somebody you might recognize. Oh, another person you might recognize. Oh, this is a whole team of people you might recognize. I think they're going to lead in that kind of trickle things in down the road. If they do lean into that kind of Mandalorian blueprint in that manner of things, it might piss some of us off. It might even make us happy to a degree. But Mandalorian specifically, and the Star Wars shows kind of generally don't necessarily stick to that 45-minute to an hour long runtime every time.
Right.
If the Stargate episodes were closer to that 30 to 40, maybe even 45 minutes, but that 30 to 40 kind of shorter episode length, would y'all care? And another caveat on top of that, What if they did that and then added 12 to 16 episodes rather than focusing on a shorter story? What would you? I mean, a more succinct 6 to 8 episodes to 10 episodes, maybe.
If you're gonna go shorter runtime, I want more episodes.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I don't want shorter runtime. No, I don't like the half hour. Murderbot too short.
Well, that's a good example in recent memory, because I know we were talking about Monster of the Week stuff, and that I feel like works better with Monster of the Week type of project, but
you don't get a lot of deep development of things, though, I don't think, unless you do like a lot of episodes,
Yeah, or like Murderbot, a good example, is literally just focus on 3 or 4 plot lines over those 30 minutes over that entire season. Which is only 8 episodes, but Stargate has a lot more to say than Murderbot on a larger scale, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, Murderbot has plenty to say, but it's kind of ADHD shows for the TikTok folk essentially nowadays. I hate that even has to be something that we think about, but
I don't like catering to that, and but
C-Dub!
It's so interesting. Would that break it for you if they were going to do not shorter episodes, but longer runtimes for the series of episodes?
It just needs to be a good balance between runtime and episode count. Like, if you're only going to give me 8 episodes, you better give me minimum 45-minute episodes, like what we used to get when we sansed out the commercials. Those were all 43 to 47 minutes without commercials back in the day.
Well, talking about this, obviously, film productions are the way they are now. They're a whole different animal than they were 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago when all this started. Is there a way to have a 16, 18 episode, maybe not a whole 20, 22, 24 episodes, but 16 episodes, you think nowadays with 45 minutes in something similar to the old production model? The closest series I can think of that actually managed to do that for a good amount of time was The Walking Dead, I think. Yeah. They had 13 to 16 to 18 episodes, right?
Walking Dead first season was 8, and then they jumped about between 12 to 18, depending, like 13. Yeah. In today's model, probably the most you're going to get out of any studio is like 13 episodes, and then they'd probably cut the runtime back to like 35, 40 minutes,
like they did for Daredevil stuff. You get some longer episodes, sure, but
then they'll drop a 23-minute episode at you. It's like, well, once you eliminate the credits, they'll tell you it's a 37-minute runtime, but you get like 29 after all the ads are gone. Like,
right. Yeah.
Or after you pull the credits off at the beginning and the end of it.
Melvin,
there he is.
22 episodes, 4,550 minutes long, and do not look at Star Wars or Star Trek as a model. If they look at any show for a model, it should be The Expanse.
I agree with The Expanse part. I think that's the kind of vibe they should go for.
Stargate season 1 lasts 2 years. 22 episodes at 4,550. I know he means 45 to 50. Yeah, I would love that. Like, straight up old school TV, the way it was in the until basically until streaming got huge. That's when all that changed. But
we're not going to get 20 episodes.
That'll never happen in with today's the way they think, the way they work.
No, it doesn't. They don't even do it with animated shows anymore, where it could make sense to do things like it.
I mean, look at Invisible.
Yeah, and Amazon's the one that runs that show too. So it's
and they're what are those 10-episode seasons? But those episodes average 45 to 55 minutes.
They thankfully do.
They're long. Yeah, if you give me a Stargate season built like an Invincible season, at least in terms of episode and episode count and runtime, that should be cool.
Oh, and a huge one.
Yeah. Now, without it going to the old model with like your 22 episodes and all that stuff, I don't think you can do a whole lot of Monster of the Week with only 10 episodes or less even. You're gonna have to pick you're gonna need an A, B, maybe a C plot, and that's it. That's all you're really gonna have time for.
I'm very glad you just said that, because we were talking about Monster of the Week stuff Thursday, like I just mentioned a second ago. But But the more I've thought about it, I just don't think a Monster of the Week is going to work with the show that's coming. Just with the new age of things, with how TV's approached, it doesn't seem like that's feasible. But just that thought, just to run from there, what do you think the formula of the new Stargate show will be? Obviously, there will be new things, and it's not going to be the exact show that we had before, but Atlantis wasn't before. It was a perfected version of what SG-1 was doing, because they said, hey, we've been doing this for a decade. But yeah, we know how to like work some kinks out and try this in a new spot. They did it, and it worked really well. SGU. Okay, this is a little bit different tonally. We're trying something new, but fundamentally that formula stayed the same, and it just was from instead of Atlantis, instead of SGC, you start from the Destiny and go forth, and you have a different goal of, okay, we got to keep the Destiny running rather than look for new technology or find a way back to the Milky Way. Stargate is the perfect formula for Monster of the Week. So that's where I'm kind of going here is no go. Do y'all think, and this might correlate to what Jay was saying about the Star Trek kind of stuff. Do we get just for the sake of fans? Because for the sake of fans, it seems like that's how Star Trek has approached their kind of special episodes, their musical episodes, those puppet episodes that obviously Jay loves and we all enjoy listening to the rants about. Does Stargate try to do special episodes throughout their season? Do they dedicate something like that to that? Is that
not till season 3 or 4? They got to get this world well established before they can start diddling around with that kind of stuff.
So they might get away from one episode, maybe, but it would depend on what it is and how they do it.
Because I'm with y'all. I don't think the special episodes for holiday season or like a window of opportunity type of thing or whatever. Like so and
although
so
that's
forth.
Almost my practical favorite episode out of all.
It is so much fun.
I love it. In my backswing.
I hate so-called special episodes. Most are moronic, but they're fun overall. But I think like Aaron was just
done right, it can be good.
Like special episodes are going to be either one of two things: awesome fun or cringe beyond description. There's no real middle ground at all to those. They're either like, okay, that was super fun, or oh, sweet Jesus, if you ever do that crap again.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the two that Stargate.
Oops.
We lost our host.
Oh,
there we go. He's back.
We're good. Okay,
you're back. You're back.
Me on my end, I was like, "What's going on?"
No, you're back though.
Okay, cool. Or serious gritty. What was my brain just.
Oh, you're talking about special episodes, and either they're kind of fun and good, or
that's where I
was
really going.
Bad.
So I'm with y'all where I don't think the special episodes are something they're going to focus on, especially early on. But that's where that Monster of the Week idea comes in. Do you think in lieu of special episodes, maybe they'll do a few Monster of the Week episodes? Like even if it is only an 8 to 10 episode series, do you think we get 2 or 3 Monster of the Week episodes to satiate a little bit of that nostalgia and appetite for that type of project?
Probably.
But also
maybe
to introduce new aliens, introduce new creatures, enemies, allies, so on and so forth. Or reintroduce.
Yeah. You know what would actually is a good formula if you pace it correctly is how Andor did it. Like give us a 12 episode season in blocks of 3. So like not necessarily Monster of the Week, maybe Monster of this arc. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, you are frozen again. Oh, there you go.
While sticking to like a thread that runs through the whole season.
Yeah, that too. Like Yeah, that was another thing I was thinking of too. You could do Monster of the Week, but always have it tie back into the overarching story, or one of the 2 plot lines you may be running in A or B.
Yeah.
It makes the most sense. I because we know they're going to have some type of formula like a general formula to follow. Is it going to be similar? Probably not. But is it going to be similar? Also, probably yes. That's to be determined. I really hope that since it is Martin Garrow, and the more I've looked into Martin Garrow, obviously, you get the announcement. I don't know a whole bunch about Martin Garrow, so the first few things that I see are kind of worrisome to a degree. Quantum Leap obviously didn't make it too long. It's got a lot of defenders though, and that's really fun to see. That's really good to see. It just didn't hit the zeitgeist of what it needed to hit, and that alone is a little bit worrisome and a little bit.
I feel that is more on like Hollywood's attempt to just reboot everything that used to hit. I think that's less on Garrow and just more on studios just in like that was when they really started ramping their reboot epic
right
off, the Hollywood reboot saga, I guess we could call it. But I feel like that was more a victim of that circumstance than the actual
a little Chapek Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more a victim of circumstance than it has to do with the actual quality of the show. Although I didn't watch it, so I can't really speak to that. But just in general, I know that like that's been turning a lot of people off for a while, and they just keep doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on it.
Yeah. The more I guess I learn about Martin Garrow, the more excited I am. Because that trepidation was set in a little bit at first, but I think it really was more studio stuff in that sense. And well, I mean, who knows? Obviously, that's besides the point. He seems like he's really freaking dedicated. Obviously, his career started in here in Stargate.
Yeah, he's familiar.
It was really fun to see Michael Shanks on Dial the Gate yesterday. I was watching his little interview, and he's talking about Martin Garrow was one of the people, and like David Reed started saying, "Oh well, this specific episode, yada yada yada. This year, this happened," and Michael Shanks went, "Oh yeah, that actually was a Martin Garrow episode. That was one of his first episodes he produced, and came on and started talking and like gave us specificities and everything that he wanted for the episode." It really was not aware of how extensive it actually was, and that initial thought was okay. This seems cool, but it seems too good to be true at the same time. Apparently, it's not. Like, I'm really excited to see where he takes Stargate. We were thinking Jordan Peele, we were thinking Mark Fergus, Hawk Otsby,
right.
Ronald D. Moore just took over the last Mark Fergus, Hawk Otsby. So who knows where that goes and brings the brain? And then here comes Martin Garrow just saying, "Hey, yeah, you thought you forgot about me. Some of you didn't even know who I was.
Right?
You're about to."
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm so glad Brad Wright and Joseph Malozzi, I've always said that wrong, I think, are back in it. That's awesome.
Malozzi, all the above.
Malozzi. It's Malozzi. In nice Italian, a gentleman. Malozzi.
I was about it. I shouldn't even make the joke, but it was in my head. So I'm going to let the intrusive thought out. I was going to just say mozzarella, but that was a little bad.
Mozzarella. Malozzi. Malozzi eats the mozzarella. I was about to bring that up too, except I had forgot it was Malozzi, and I was going to say Glassner, but I was like, I knew about Brad.
Yeah.
But Malozzi's good too.
I do really think, and Jay put out a video this past week. Is Stargate going to be woke again, or not woke again necessarily, but is the new Stargate going to tick that big box, and is it going to piss people off? Is it really going to just be ticking boxes itself and not actually trying to tell a good story?
Honestly, under MGM, I don't think so.
And I really don't either. I think Jay brought up a really good point. I just realized I thought you were waving high for a second. It's really nice to see. Obviously, there is a political element to Stargate. Like Sarah pointed out and specified, it does remain in universe for the most part. That being said, it does tackle certain subjects and things like that, but it is really nice that they have Brad Wright and Joseph Malozzi back. And Jay points out, and it is true, they are very different sides of the political spectrum, which I don't think many shows have with people. Even obviously, they're not writing a whole bunch of episodes necessarily, but everything's just, it's a very, are we there?
Yes, You just glitched a little bit, but you're okay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you keep hiccuping at signal-wise, as it were.
My Wi-Fi says it's just fine.
Maybe it's
I don't have anything else on. Interesting.
Maybe it's
all that being said, I just think it's a healthy thing that this writer's room, consultant room, et cetera, is going to have not just a one-sided approach, because politics belief aside, people are just tired of the way film and television projects have been handled in recent memory. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. You can have all the good intentions in the world. If you don't make a good project and a good product, people aren't going to tune in any longer. And if they continue to tune in, it's going to be all this hate watching people get. And we don't want that for Stargate. We don't want to become Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who. That is the one thing we want to avoid as a fandom, if possible.
Right.
Yep.
And I think we can really do well with it and work alongside another.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who actually like knows me knows, like, on 95% probably of topics, I'm fairly left leaning, but I also know that Hollywood has been doing nothing more than putting on a front, and just they're not putting any effort behind it. And for the most part, they're doing a massive disservice to the groups they're helping.
Yeah.
Like, there's a right way and a wrong way to do anything. You want a perfect example of how to get a good message across and also create a badass show around it? You need to look no further than X-Men 97.
Yeah. I mean, there's countless examples, and they just...
That was a show written by Bo DeMeo, a homosexual black man. And a lot of his messaging was fairly front and center, but he surrounded it with so much dopeness. Like, not even, like, 98% of the usual crowd was radio silent when it came to that show. That's how good a show it was.
Right.
Just the most rabid of rabid ones on that end. But that was it. Like, virtual radio silence about that show.
Right.
And he wasn't subtle, but he just made it all dope. And that's all you have to do.
It just has to make sense. It doesn't have to, it has to feel organic, like it's just a natural part of the story. I mean, I'm sure, like, if there's people out there that are going to be looking for woke, they're going to find it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, there's always going to be those people. But I don't think that's going to be the focus of the show. I think that, I mean, it's just going to tell stories, and some people might call them woke, some people whatever, but it's just, it's going to be what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I think the quintessential thing both of y'all are saying in there is it needs substance, and Stargate, even when it has approached these things in the past, has always made sure there's substance there. And what, to your point earlier, Aaron, it doesn't just feel. It's blatantly obvious that the thought process behind a lot of the good intentions, I guess, that things have been put into film and TV in recent years, it's just hollow. It's hollow. They don't actually care about what they're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not saying Stargate needs to be full of a bunch of different points to hammer home, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
But it has good ideals that progress humanity further in a lot of ways. That's the point of the show, in a lot of ways.
I mean, if you think about it, SG-1 jumped right into it, right in the first episode when they introduced Sam.
Yeah, and Teal.
Right into it. Yeah.
Dublin.
Yeah.
The whole,
but they made it
slavery.
They made it organic. Yeah. They made it. Their delivery of it was the way it should be delivered, and that's why it worked.
That care and approach. If that remains the same, I don't think we have to worry about anything like that. And just so we don't get too far in this rabbit trail, because hey, we love rabbit holes, but this one can get a little dicey every now and then. Just for the initial point, it's a beautiful freaking thing that they trust. And hey, I'm in Hollywood. People think however they want to think, but it's a cool thing that they've gone out of their way to get multiple people that have worked on the show beforehand from different angles. Having different angles is a beautiful thing, because you usually compromise is typically two sets of folks not 100% agreeing on one thing, but a lot of times finding the best and most opportune way to do something. And I think that's where that happy medium we're looking for.
Best compromises is where no one feels satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they do that in the writer's room and stuff like that, where we don't know that as an audience and we just get the good project that happens from those kind of compromises with one another, I don't think we could ask for anything more.
That's literally the way to do it. Like the rest of if this Stargate team does this version the same way SG-1 and Atlantis and Universe got done. I know Universe is a little with some people, but setting that aside, like the basic framework of how they constructed their stories and dealt with the subjects they chose to deal with, literally could be the blueprint if they stick with it for the rest of Hollywood to be like, wait, this works.
Well, I'm glad you just said that, because as you were saying that, it just made my mind just went, how bad is it that we're at a point? Who cares whatever political side is controlling Hollywood, whatever. Besides the point.
Right.
Just how refreshing is it right now that we're getting Stargate in the way we're getting it with the folks making it that are doing it. It just it shouldn't feel that refreshing to have people actually care about what they're making. But in today's climate, it is.
Yeah.
You know, I don't just not to pick on old man, but old J.J. Abrams, when he gets announced for something, I don't think he's excited for Star Trek. I don't think he is excited for Star Wars. I think he's excited for that paycheck, maybe. And he is, and that's not taken away from how good of a filmmaker he is and can be.
Keywords can be.
Can be, and that's the issue. Whenever the care is no longer there and it is a paycheck, you lose so much of that.
And that I'm glad you brought up the caring about it, because that was, if you've ever like read anything Bo DeMeo's talked about when he talked about making that show, setting all the controversial stuff aside, like his love for the material just like shines from him. In every word of his you read, everything. And that's, like you said, that's a massive reason that show works so well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're getting what we want as fans, original people coming back, and you get scratched.
I'm getting
whatever. Kneaded on.
Oh, kneaded.
You're getting your muffins mixed.
Yeah. My muffins have been getting clawed too. Shoot. I'm really glad y'all both said that as well too, just because the more I've watched Martin Garrow,
I think he just did Secular Monk, but not the leafy kind.
Yeah. We need to summon the thing. Anyway.
Yeah, where is old David? What's going on? Where's the old DB?
Yeah.
I just am so happy that every single time I see a new interview with Martin Garrow, or I see an old interview with Martin Garrow, anytime that he's talking about Stargate, he's not just giddy. He's just smiling like an idiot in there, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And for him not to be an idiot makes it even better, because it's like, okay, now he actually knows how to inform the story well and do it well. Play with the science aspect, but have fun enough for the average Joe to kind of be, all right, we need a character like Jack who, hell, he may be smart, but he doesn't want to hear all that jargon. Just tell him exactly straight up what it is.
Bottom line it.
Keep it simple, stupid. Our favorite rule in the world.
It just makes me think of that episode where Sam suggests that he read her report or something, and Daniel's like, he read your report.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think that is one thing that all fans want, is a dynamic like what we had on SG-1. But I don't know that we want it to be exact, because this is going to be a new show. All we're really looking for is like the feel, like the vibe, the feel, the overall general aesthetics to remain the same. But as long you can play around inside of that and make it
for sure
different, but still just as fun. It's just there's just certain things you got to stay true to when you're when you're doing a franchise.
Yeah.
The thought that brings up, how do y'all want the team to look? Because Stargate Universe changed the way Stargate Atlantis, because Stargate Atlantis pretty much didn't copy paste the team over.
Right.
But it was like copy paste delete add back kind of, like it was.
Yeah, it had that same kind of feel, the different elements. There's definitely, you want those, the military mind, the strategist, the scientist, the whatever, diplomat.
And then the muscle.
Muscle, yeah.
Do y'all think they focus on the same general archetypes and then change the type of person that is playing them? Or do you think that they're going to have something entirely different? If the gate's been announced for this long, maybe you need a couple muscle and one smart person to lead the whole thing. Maybe it's a different type of team because the gates. If Brad Wright's thought process of the gate's been announced for a while at this point, by the time we jump back in, if that is the case, who's to say the IOA doesn't lead the SG teams now? And you have almost a civilian leader, and it's just guarded with a bunch of Adam Baldwins from Firefly, and you're just hanging out, like.
I mean, there's certain things you need on a team in order for it to be like successful. Like just from a strategic standpoint, you need your strategist, you need your science nerd to help explain shit that the military guy goes, huh? You know, and you need kind of. There's certain ingredients you need, but how you present them is where you can start changing things up and having fun with them.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I started chuckling. Infinity just gives me PTSD. So.
Yeah, and then there's also Seattle too, which we watched Infinity and we thought that was funny. There's a character named Harris and a character named Seattle. Since that's where I live. So.
We're like, okay, so they gave us the bad Stargate. Yeah. Like, come on.
Right.
What would a new team? Well, I think they got to go younger. I think have a new younger team. It's just how are the legacy people going to kind of fit in? To what degree, if they're even going to? I mean, I get the sense that they're going to bring in legacy characters at least occasionally. I don't know if we're going to get somebody back as like a show regular, but they got to sprinkle some of those in. I think it'd be great.
They can't pass they just can't pass the torch off screen. That will piss everyone off.
Yes,
like you got to give us a little taste of our OG team. Find a cool way for them to be like, okay, here's our history. Learn from us. Go kick some ass.
Well, thinking about that. Do you think they retired, like teams retire the number? When we go back in the future episode, the Ashin episode, we see them going back through the old SGC, and the tour guide lady's like, well, this is SG1, but they weren't my favorite team, and they keep kind of walking and stuff.
Oh, like everybody had favorite teams or something.
And, the big eye roll is like, what? And then Walter pops out.
Well, here's one thing. I don't think they should do an alphanumerical thing like SG1 or now it's SG10 or it's SG5. I think they need a whole new name for the team. Yeah, but I don't think they name it SG fill in the number. I think they should name it something different.
Well, do you think that they completely rename everything, and they retire the old teams and the old names and kind of specify that was the team, or like a basketball team would retire a number or something like that, or
I kind of think they need to.
Right.
I would think so. That way they can differentiate, not just for our fan base, but even for like reports and stuff.
I think that's something they actually need to do. Like, we love SG1, we love Atlantis and whatever, but they need to change how they designate teams because we are moving into the future. That's just how things happen in IRL anyway, especially in the military. Every time there's a new thing, it has its own new name. New designation, new mission set, yada 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 yada. So
do you think they have multiple teams still, or they dialed that back to maybe only one or two teams or one team?
I don't think there's any way they're not going to have multiple teams, even though Jen Psaki is no longer in charge of putting new productions out over at Amazon. I think that same way they were trying to. Is it Citadel? What is that one spy show that she tried to get going with Priyanka Chopra Jonas, and wasn't it?
Oh, what's his name?
Who? Oh God, why am I blanking? It wasn't Richard Madden, was it? Was it Richard Madden, the Game of Thrones guy?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Not He wasn't John. He was never mind. I don't remember what the character's name is.
Yeah, I never ended up watching it.
Rob Stark, whatever.
He was Rob. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I did watch that one.
Yeah.
Just with the way that they were going to approach that show, because we talked about it, and Jay thought it was a really good way to approach Stargate, because it seemed like the way that Jen Psaki would have approached it if she were to ever have gotten it out. Saw 2 or 3 episodes. Click. But the way they were approaching that was, hey, we have this happening here, and we can expand to different series that kind of globetrot in different places.
Right.
I would be surprised if, obviously, in universe we were getting, and Atlantis even, we were getting multiple representatives of all the different countries across the globe coming to Stargate Command and working alongside them.
Right. Atlantis had that.
I'd be shocked if it weren't going to be the same way,
Yeah. More Atlantis-like in that way. The different countries.
Yeah.
Together.
And if that's the case, even if they don't hound it in, you definitely cast people if you're going to bring extra teams in from different countries and different things like that, or even a separate team or two that you might see that have multiple people from different countries all working together.
Yep.
How about this? How about 2 terrestrial teams? 1 strictly American military, 1 international, and then 1 off-world team completely international.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would work.
Because they could do. The only thing, that gets complicated to a degree because it's still such a large-scale operation. Why would they go back to only 2 or 3 sets of people? I think.
Well, just I'm in terms of being highlighted. Obviously, you'll have background teams popping in and out. Maybe a team that you only hear mentioned, or maybe only ever see go off through the gate on a mission. Maybe they come in at a key moment, being like, "Hey, here's your asses saved. See ya."
Yeah,
that kind of thing. But I would say most of that kind of interplay would be coming. You could use the off-world team to introduce a threat that the terrestrial teams would then learn about through them, and then you could get some kind of all working together to deal with it in last episode or whatever. They could do something like that. You got your point team out there doing the investigation, and then you got your terrestrial teams handling follow-ups to that, what they find and that kind of thing, and then maybe finding some crap on their own while they're out there that the initial team missed, because they were basically just a point team, does an initial sweep, being like, okay, you'll live if you come here, and then leave the rest of the finding to the terrestrial teams that come out and follow, or something along those.
Right.
Yeah. This just cracked me up as I read it. Still need an all British team, and there's still missions.
Yeah. History repeating itself.
As
it tends to.
That's all we need. The UK getting all imperial again.
That's a good point. That just to focus on 3 teams and still have all the others, that does make sense in a lot of ways. I'd be intrigued if maybe the biggest correlative thing between those 3 teams were a major science person, or were a representative from the IOA or wherever.
Equita Trading Company.
Yeah, there you go.
As funny as that is, it makes me think of Alien, and it makes me think of Outer Worlds and a couple other fun sci-fi kind of things.
Dude, how about East India Trading Company and Pirates?
Yeah, to talk about surprise. It all correlates.
Yeah.
If the gate has been announced publicly, or even if it hasn't, and the angle,
David.
We never kind of way. Even if an alien that created it. God. Okay. That's where my brain was at. I was like, oh God, here comes a brain fart again. I had my matcha shot. I should be awake and alive, but apparently.
Where's the technology at now? That's the question. We became so powerful.
Well,
with the Asgard database and stuff. So how's that going to be handled is interesting too. But
I would like to see that at like a Tony Stark kind of level. Like, give me some Stark tech, it's super advanced shield tech stuff. It's time to, we got to get past the analog for this.
Stark tech in a more expanse kind of way.
Yeah.
That way it's not so like super quick, super flashy. I've got nanotech shooting on my arm. It's more like, all right, put a piece of armor on, put this on. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things
I should have been more specific. I was referring more to like the analytical tools.
Oh,
like
cool.
In the Avengers movie when when Coulson hands him the thing and he plugs it into his system and boom, and he just he can start messing with the holograms and junk. I'm talking more like that than like nanotech armor and crap like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Stargate seems to always kind of keep a foot in reality. It doesn't go totally off into this like crazy for the most part.
Well, I'm just intrigued from the physical things that we've had that like our machines that you move this around here and this crystal goes here and this to actually make the tech work. I'm intrigued to see what modern filmmaking is going to look like alongside that, because I'm sure those will still be mostly practical.
Yeah.
But what is a nice little bit of a CG add to that? Like not exactly correlative, but kind of how Dark Crystal has their puppets. And then you put just a little bit of emotion on top of those things, and you have just an awesome, awesome project. Probably going to be awesome even with just the puppets. But you add a little bit of that special movie magic in there, and Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, it's just so good. Just come on, Netflix. Why have you never given us another season? Anyway,
I watched some of it. It's good.
I love some Dark Crystal. Hey, we did see some Skeksis in Farscape a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I had a nice question there a second ago, and I started thinking about Skeksis.
Oh, here's a question. Here's an interesting thought I just had. At least I think it's interesting. We'll see what everyone else thinks. What if they were to kick it out into the future, say closer to 2100, and like show us the legacy characters more of in a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a historical kind of way. Like kind of like, I'm gonna go back to Marvel again, kind of like the museum set up for Cap when he was back in the 40s. That kind of thing. If they brought in the OGs kind of like that, have them like in videos, maybe still have them. I don't know. I'm not fleshing that out very well, but I hope am I making any kind of sense at all?
Yes, I don't think the fandom would really like that. I think fandom wants to have them in, like they're a part of the action in some way.
Yeah.
And it's always been a current day show. That's one of the things that's unique about it, is it's now, So
that's a way. That'd be a good way.
At the same time, though, I don't think they can come in as Amazon, as Martin Garrow, as even like the fandom with Gate World coming in there. I don't know if they can say, "Hey, this is going to be a continuation. We're doing it 100 years in the future." Everybody's dead, by the way. Yeah. Besides maybe Teal'c. Like Teal'c would be alive.
Yeah, he would. I don't know. Like the hologram thing could work if they do it like they did the homie that was also on Voyager. Like, the same guy that was in both Star Trek and Voyager, but if they handled
Robert
him
Picardo.
But if they handled like the OG characters, if they handled the OG characters like that could work. Like they're, we're a little bit far in the future. They're like technically gone, but they're not. Like they're an interactive AI hologram kind of thing.
Right.
That could work.
Does Asgard tech include downloading consciousness? I don't know. It'd be interesting to know. But
they were able to put a lot of information. The ancients, at least, were able to put a lot of information. Essentially, a consciousness.
The ancients.
So we
have the ancient technology in Atlantis too.
Yeah. Well, isn't that how the Asgard propagated? They cloned, transferred memory and consciousness, and let the old clone.
Yeah, I guess they did.
Go.
Yeah.
So I did remember what I was trying to think of a second ago. It was that funny joke that made my brain go into the thought process, and it kind of led us down the rabbit hole we were just talking about as well. Where'd it go? The Nakwita Trading Company. Mm-hmm. The alien, the outer worlds thought process that comes in here. Mm-hmm. If that gate is public knowledge, even if it's not in the avenue that we've talked about before of, hey, maybe the gate's not public knowledge, but there's a lot of spaceships flying around Earth now, and people have telescopes. So,
right,
we got to tell y'all the U.S. government has really done well, and we've brought some new cool fun things. We got spaceships now. Welcome to the new public. You know, however they decide to go about that.
Yeah.
If that big capital if there. It is public to a degree, or space travel is a thing, and we're now a spacefaring civilization rather than just got a couple governments that might be spacefaring to a degree.
Yeah.
Do you think we lean into the human side of the show? Does that lead into like Lucian Alliance being able to do some like East Empire Trading Company kind of things, like Aaron was talking about earlier? Where do you think an actual open Stargate program would lead, not just for where we want our characters that we love and have watched for years to lead into? Where do you think the world is at with that? I want to hear y'all's thoughts, but first, let's quest
Colonel quest now. All right.
Yeah, that's Colonel.
Oh wait, sorry, you're British.
It does say
you gotta go upside down.
I almost did it the colonial way. Sorry.
Hey.
Well,
yeah, baby.
Well, how are you first, brother?
I'm good, you?
Good. Doing good, man.
It's not SciTrek without at least one British accent. This feels better now.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to have our across the pond folk.
Yeah.
If we don't,
you know.
Now we're international again. It feels right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Melvin, that question, do you think? Where do you think the public is at? If it's answered and the Stargate program or a spacefaring civilization has happened, if the Stargate program is active and we're spacefaring, or if we're just simply a spacefaring civilization, do you think we have space truckers via aliens? Do you think we have outer worlds type things where we have different companies? What do we have an Amazon in space? Do we have?
Yes,
we certainly do now. Well, I mean, probably all of the above. I mean, items that won't fit through the gate will probably go by ship, which would make sense. So, say you got a mining colony on another planet, then you can't fit a bulldozer through Stargate, can you? Even in pieces, it's going to be too big.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you can hear me all right. It's been a while since I've used the setup.
No, you're good. Yeah. You're coming through well, man.
Yeah.
Good. But as for being, I reckon it should be public. I hope that's the way they go, because a lot of stuff has happened. The public is going to notice. I mean, you've noticed if an alien ship flew across the sky, So I reckon.
Yeah, we're not.
Consider it. I reckon something they should do so that something happens with the Lucian Alliance and a mothership or two from the Lucian Alliance sort of enters the atmosphere, flies over a couple of cities. Then it comes public. That can be stuff that's happened off screen. So that could be like something that's happened in the 25 or so years that we've not had it, or maybe. They could do a similar route where the families of the crew of the Destiny spoke out in public, and that sort of opened people's eyes, maybe. Because, I mean, they're stranded on a ship; they can't get off, so they can't get home. And maybe, like they did in previous ones, where they worked with companies to develop the Prometheus. The F-302s, the F-303s. So they work with public corporations in order to manufacture those.
Yeah.
So maybe so it's like we get with Amazon. We get people leaking things all the time. Signing a confidentiality agreement does not necessarily stop that.
No.
Because someone has a grievance, then something's gonna happen. I know they have done that in the past in the show, where they had the clone of the Asgard.
Yes. The veneer.
And well, no, it's the one when that reporter was trying to blow the whistle on the Stargate program.
Right.
Yeah.
They showed they had Thor beam in, didn't they, to pretend to be a hologram? Do you remember? And that was in defense. No, it's the same one, because you remember the one where you got that guy that Sam Carter liked. He was, they worked with each other.
Oh yeah.
He developed the F-302. Yeah, he had the clone, didn't he?
Yeah,
pretty sure that he's the guy that had the clone. That's why they took him off world, isn't it? Because they were also trying to kill his people were trying to kill him as well. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of the one with the reporter that ended up getting hit by the car at the end when Jack was in DC.
That's where I was mentally.
That's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Secrets. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And as we're seeing in modern day, the Secrecy Act can actually be overridden, and it can all become public for specific reasons. Now, something like the Stargate program, eventually it's going to come out. And they know it's going to come out because that's why they made the documentary. Which no one was going to see. So maybe we could open on that documentary being played on a TV, and a retired officer being approached by the Air Force or the Navy if they want to go a different route, because we could have it so we actually don't just have 303s and 302s. We could have an entire aircraft carrier instead of a battlecruiser. So instead of fleet expands, and of course the Air Force can't operate an aircraft carrier, so they put it in their hands of the Navy. So you can have it so it broadens the Stargate program entirely. Yeah, which would make sense.
Yeah, totally. Especially if the Atlantis is still on Earth. If the Stargate program has been announced, if has been checked, and yes, the Stargate program has been announced, or we're a spacefaring civilization, why not show Atlantis on Earth? And at that point, why not actively try to utilize Atlantis as an aircraft carrier?
Exactly.
Or immediately...
The cloak can fail. The cloak can fail.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of as ancient equipment does fail often.
Well,
that's all really old too. So
we see it not infrequently. Would you all think that there might even be a chance that at a certain point, whether it be the Air Force or president, whoever comes up with the idea of just saying screw it, just decloak, let people know we're here immediately, that puts and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Quest, you can be our litmus test on that. It probably wouldn't be, but if that were the case, would that bring peace on Earth immediately?
No way.
It's a good one. Let's see. Here's my question: is like I don't see any way they can't have the Stargate program be public at this point. Like that's just not even realistic. My question is how much time are they going to spend, or how much time will they, and how much time do we think they should spend on the initial blowback before things kind of settle and like they can get into doing shit in the show?
Well, there's got to be an initial blowback, but I think the question still kind of stands after a little bit of time, because people are going to be very mad if someone shows Atlantis at first. That's going to just have a big uproar, upheaval.
Well, it appearing outside San Francisco in American waters, that would be a political issue on its own.
Well, sure, but at a certain point, that would be the U.S. strong-arming the rest of the world, saying, you can't do anything to us. You could try. We're going to laugh at you if you try. We're going to Asgard that bomb out of the air and then put it right back over your capital real quick. We can do whatever we feel like now. Anything you're trying to do...
Well, then they're going against what they originally said about the technology in the first place. They're developing the technology to fight outside, other... extraterrestrial threats,
which is a nice idea, but
not domestic, not planetary threats.
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I don't like the idea necessarily, but if they were to have done that at a certain point just for for the sake of ease and not ease immediately, because immediately it would cause all this uproar and upheaval. But over a few months or a year or two, would that not lead to peace across the earth and say, hey, now we're a globally connected community more so? Let's get all these countries together to build aircraft carriers and build stuff for Atlantis and do all this other stuff. We now have a spacefaring threat. And obviously we see Jonas's world. They go to space.
But by doing that,
doing
that, if they do that, then aren't they taking away part of what made Stargate? It was real world military.
Yeah.
Doing things, right? To protect us, to protect the planet, to protect people on other planets, to free people that have been enslaved.
Yeah.
So
wherever we start, it's not going to be that simple anymore. There would be no reason for us to be aggravated with Russia the way we would have been in the original series nowadays, because we've been friends with them for so long. Same thing with China.
Were they friends though? Were they really friends? I mean, the political tension between the US, Russia, and China existed in Stargate. So
I think
China at least once China attempted to take the Stargate program away from the US,
and Russia too, a few times.
Well, Russia at the end of the day, successfully ran their own Stargate program for a couple of months.
Yeah,
before nearly destroying the world. But it's it's going to be interesting to see what they do to navigate the politics, because obviously the politics that existed between all the countries of Earth back then was in the show, whereas modern day politics, the tensions that are going on now, it's it's entirely different kettle of fish. It's how they I'm hoping that they don't insert like they did with ROP, because that is a real threat to me, is that they're going to go that direction. I know that they have people that are involved in the show in the past. I know they have them involved, but we had that with Doctor Who. So from my experience of what I've seen over the last 2 or 3 years, they can say, we're going to stick to the source material. Did they with Rings of Power? At the end of the day, Amazon are the ones in charge. It might be MGM production and stuff like that, but Amazon are in charge. And I know Bezos is supposed to be a big fan of Stargate as well, isn't he?
It'd be cool if he were.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
But how much of a fan is he?
Yeah. Well, the fact that original people are involved gives me a lot of hope. That Stargate, that Amazon chose those people, and that they're hopefully they're letting them take the lead on it and what to do.
Well, that's what I sort of hope they do.
The thought process, I guess, for the way I was kind of presented, hopefully maybe Atlantis helps ease tensions over the world after raising them very high or something like that.
Well, let's put it this way. By this time, I would hope that either Atlantis is on the moon or back in the Pegasus Galaxy defending the Pegasus Galaxy. Because there are threats in the Pegasus Galaxy that we never saw.
Yeah, but if the Stargate program, that brings a whole new thing, and not to bring modern politics into it, but it very well may, and it would be something that the show could address, is especially with America having the Stargate program kind of leading the charge, and is that America not just being the world police now, but the galaxy police? Is that our job to go and do that, or
I mean, the universe police, because it's multiple galaxies now, isn't it?
Yeah,
so like universal police.
Once the Stargate program is public, is that a popular thing to be doing anymore, or are they saying, "Hey, we need this technology at home now"?
Well, let's put it this way: I hope that at some point for a special episode, they'll have a puppet episode like they did before, and someone will go, "America, fuck yeah!"
Yeah, I was literally just thinking, Team America 2, Galactic Patrol.
America, the galaxy, or something. I don't know.
America, Galaxy Police.
Well, because you're
it's kind of a tricky thing, like how it'll be interesting to see how they handle it, because it could just me with the way things are are in the world right now. I don't see it going well if it became public knowledge to me. But
I don't either.
Even in the most tranquil of times, it still wouldn't have gone well.
No. Just spacefaring is plenty, I think. I think Stargate being
yes, well, like we've been
in space,
rolling out Asgard technology as it's like our own. That we've got scientists that figured it out.
What about So what about?
Well, I mean, we're already doing that.
Well, I mean, think about it this way: we are currently the U.S. Navy and the Royal Navy are implementing projected energy weapons on our naval ships now. Mm-hmm. So, what other kind of weapons will they, will be involved in the Stargate universe? I mean, we've got projectile weapons, we've got missiles, we've got bombs, we've got everything. But I mean, the moment energy weapons came into existence in Stargate, would that mean that a lot of the technology that we take for granted now, like, I mean, I think a lot of the missiles that they fire from the 303s is actually modified AIM 260s, aren't they? So their current technology,
something like that,
have been modified to operate in space because, plain simple, they can be modified that way. So, are they going to include, newer versions, or they're going to stick with the old versions and just have more powerful super lasers like Star Wars?
I don't think they go.
I hope they don't do. I hope they don't do.
Oh yeah, I think they've taken so much, not precaution, but they've taken a painstaking effort to, and I think it's one of the more fun things about Stargate is, okay, there are some super weapons. There's also like bows and arrows and projectile stuff, and sometimes those are better against the more high tech folk because they're not even trying to blast or keep those kind of blast away. They're used to photon energy blast or whatever, like.
Well, the first time they tried to kill was Apophis, wasn't it? Where Jack built the bow and arrow. He thought that the slower speed of the arrow might penetrate the shield. Possible.
I think leaning into that, where sometimes it's a little MacGyvering just a bit. Sometimes the simplest things beat the most high tech things. It's just the thought process that goes into them. I think if they lean back into that, because they were so good about that with Daniel and Sam just trying to think stuff up all the time. Jack being the one to enact them, and Teal'c just being badass the entire time. It helped. It was fun.
Stanley's nailed it.
Hey, I'll take it. Dune reference. Oh, that was the Knox episode. There we go. I was looking for the Stanleys.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I just watched that again not too long ago too. Anyway, I got to get out of here, guys. But
oh, this is a good one. MacGyver, McGimmick, McUseless. That's the best quote ever. Y'all remember that blooper, huh?
Yeah.
Well, anything before you get out of here, Sarah? Do you want to impart knowledge on us?
No, I think we've not that I can think of off the top of my head. Not that I've got the spotlight on me. What do I say? I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Are we going to do Farscape tomorrow?
Yeah, we should do some Farscape tomorrow.
Right, we haven't in a while, so finally, hopefully, nothing happens. That
we'll see, or more weird stuff happens. We'll see.
Yeah,
such a weird part of that show right now.
Oh yeah. At least they ended that. So moving on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to refresh my memory. It's been a while.
Yeah, it was a good thing to take a break after the last couple episodes of Farscape.
Yeah.
If y'all are patrons or would like to become patrons, of course, we have Farscape Patreon for our Patreon folks. Typically every Monday. We've missed the last two, but we're usually really good about it. Life's been life, and as of recently. And it's in some weird stuff in Farscape, but it's fun.
Yeah.
But odd.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Where to go now? Where are we at? What are y'all thinking?
I think they're going to have to strike a very careful balance about how much time they spend dealing with the Stargate program becoming public, especially depending on their episode count. Like, you have to address it, but if they're not giving you a ton of episodes, you really also can't linger on it. It's probably going to have to be something that's kind of like always in the background, like, pop up every once in a while, like, some country hero will become a douche, or an organization inside wherever. But like if we're only talking like an 8-episode season, they really can't spend too much time on like terrestrial freakout.
Well, yeah, they can't spend a whole lot of time on just filling in the gaps. Realistically, they got to kind of just run with where they're at, and we feel. And I hope that's what they do. I hope they don't spend all that time filling in the gaps. Obviously, we need to know some things, but it is best when the audience is typically treated with respect. And hey, y'all are smart enough to fill in some things. And if you don't pick it up immediately, you'll remember what happened here in an episode or two. That'll jog your memory. If they treat the audience like we can actually understand things, I think that'll be a lot better than that heavy-handed just BS that we get nowadays. Is just like, let me put it on a silver platter for you and tell it to you in this one nice big expository dump real quick, where Stargate has a lot of exposition, but it's done so well because it's usually science jargon or it's a Daniel Jackson explaining why this group of people needs to be helped here rather than I'll just leave them be or whatever it ends up being. There's pivotal points for it rather than, oh yeah, this is going on, and this is for you idiots in the audience. Let me tell you what's actually happening. It'd be nice to actually have the filmmakers respect their audience in that sense and allow us to fill in that.
If there's no Sergeant Siler getting hurt at some point, I'm tuning out.
No matter where we're at, we need Siler and Walter back. I think those are just small.
And we need an Unas sweeping the floor of Stargate Command.
I am Unas. You are messing up my floor.
So I'm just thinking back to Sequest with the Dags. With Dagger.
I don't know Sequest.
You don't know Sequest? Oh my god.
No, not well. I want to watch it. It's one of those shows that I need to watch. Well, it's on the list. It's one of the lists.
Because it's like the one guy on board that isn't a human, just happens to be the cleaner. And he loves doing his job. That's in season 2, by the way, not season 1.
No. Season 12.
Season 2.
20.
I wish there was 12 seasons of Sequest.
Oh no!
How many times can you have a submarine?
Honestly, I don't think the military would allow that to be a thing. I don't even know if if it became civilian run that they would even allow that to be a thing.
Yeah, what do y'all think here?
I think there's going to be that would create a whole lot of like civil hullabaloo. But again, I don't think they'd allow part of the Stargate mission to be proselytizing across the universe. Like, I just don't see that happening. But I can see that getting like causing like its own chunk of like people freaking out.
Hey, the Pope could have been a Gould.
Everyone, right? Everyone all of a sudden becomes a Scientologist. Like that like, oh shit! Now that I think about it, that would actually kind of be like a realistic storyline because it would be the most anyway.
Thing that makes the most sense, yeah. Which is
like
weird.
All of a sudden Scientology becomes like the world religion because
well,
unless the various religions like all of a sudden being like, oh no, like, Christ and Muhammad were ancients, or whatever.
Well, I'm glad you just said that because Secular Monk just dropped in because we've talked about it. Daniel Jackson's essentially Space Jesus for Stargate. He's our Paul Atreides. He's our Anakin Skywalker.
Well, no, right. No. He got Jesus beat.
He got Jesus beat a few times over. It's how like it's a great question just because what do the subset of people on Earth that still practice paganism, do they immediately go to, well, the Asgard were real, or even if they were different than we thought, they were real. They
Druids
in this way.
Well, Druids would have a field day.
Denmark to be wearing helmets.
Yeah. Druids.
Danes to be wearing helmets. The Danes will be wearing helmets.
Egyptian, I don't know how many people believe in Egyptian mythology, like in a religious sense nowadays still, but it would bring some stuff up pretty quickly. At least those thought processes would be there. Or we could go the route of, okay, now the entire planet knows, the entire populace knows of these things. Would we become a little bit more like the Asgard, not necessarily in like a non-religious sense, but just focus on science more as a species, as a whole? Or
probably
on that thought is what would happen to religion if they found out that the Goa'uld were posing as gods and the Goa'uld were on Earth for a period of time, and that could be the source of all religion, because the Asgard came along and they were fighting against the Goa'uld, and they were the North gods, the Northern gods, so Norsemen gods, Vikings gods.
I think what the mainline religions currently are would shrink dramatically. Again, in favor of religions like paganism, Scientology, that kind of thing. Like it would come down to just like rabid groups here and there. Like some, like Christians would still be like, well, okay, fine, there's aliens, but God created them too. We're still good.
Well, it's a way to get rid of all the flat Earth theorists, beam them up into one of the F-303s and say, look out the window. Is it flat? No.
Well, flat Earth would be gone. It would be really interesting to honestly see. I don't know if Christianity, Islam, and Judaism would be gone. I think they almost kind of form into not a super religion or something, but no matter what, that ultimately they could say, oh yeah, everything that happened in here actually happened. They are just ancients. Whether you think Jesus, Muhammad, whoever, they were all just ancients.
Think about it this way. In Stargate, did we actually see any Islamic gods?
No.
Or mythical beings?
No.
We had Egyptian, and Asian, Greek. Wasn't there a Hindu one in there though?
We even had a Babylonian one. We even had a Babylonian.
Yeah, Baal. Mm-hmm.
What Babylonian god?
Yeah, Baal. I feel like there was a Hindu one, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think there was a Hindu one.
The Babylon one, that was the one where we saw that one guy, the aquatic guy.
Oh yeah, Nirti. Thank you, Sokar. Nirti. Yeah.
Nirti?
Nirti, yep. Yeah. Well, yeah, Mesopotamian is where Babylon was.
I think we even saw China. Chinese.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, Kronos, ancient Greek, Nirti.
It would do some interesting things. I think.
Which race would have been Zeus and Apollo?
Greeks.
No, alien race.
Oh.
Like species?
No, just like the rest of Earth. That's probably Goa'uld.
Yeah, they'd all be Goa'uld.
Zeus was a furling.
Well, to our knowledge, the only subsets of gods in Stargate that weren't actively like Goa'uld were the Asgard, right?
And the Ori.
And the Ori, but I guess they didn't. Did they position themselves truly as gods, or did they position themselves as following?
Well, the Ori themselves were positioned themselves as gods.
Yeah, you had the Ori. Then you had the Ori. The Ori hierarchy is Ori, Orosai, then
the Priors, and then
and then the people. But I don't think
the Ori themselves represent.
What were the people? Asurans? No, they weren't Asuran. Well, that was the ancients.
The Ashin?
I can't remember what the the actual people in the Ori galaxy were.
Yeah, I can't either.
Here, I can Google it real quick.
Say, if you weren't gonna, I was about to.
Was it there?
I would say all the Earth-based gods are gold.
Gold and Asgard, at least.
Gold and Asgard, yep.
But then we do have that one Babylonian guy from the one that kidnapped Daniel to translate the writing.
Oh,
season 1? Was that season 1?
Say that again. Sorry, I was looking up the Ori stuff.
Where Daniel gets kidnapped and taken into that underwater base by that one fish guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's he's the only Babylonian god, character that we saw. He was talking about his mate, the one that was dying. I can't remember her name.
me either.
The Ori, real quick though, all those were just regular humans in that galaxy.
What if that guy is actually a Furling and we didn't know it the whole time?
Well, no, they have an actual species name.
Because it's called Furling, it doesn't mean they've got fur. So, now I'm sure we do hear the name, but it's one episode, so it's not easy to remember a lot of the time. His mate was killed in ancient Babylon by the Goa'uld, yeah, but he was a Babylonian god. Yeah, in the episode, I'm pretty sure. That's the guy.
Yep, that's him.
The blue fish guy.
Dedicated to fighting the Goa'uld throughout the galaxy. Under the oceans, one of their worlds, the Onus gains strength, and One needs to spend the last at least 3 hours submerged in water every day, or they will begin to suffer from dehydration. So they do have they're not the Furlings, so they have an entire
no, they have an entire species. They have an entire history.
And the guy was named Omaraka. That's right.
Omaraka. I reckon he should come back.
I would love to see him. He's just one of the things that just stands out. What fate, Omaraka?
That's the one, Omaraka. That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it.
It should be easy to remember because he says it over and over and over.
Yeah. But he was not representing himself as a god though. Just no, he wasn't.
Yeah.
What fate, Omaraka?
I'm pretty sure though.
Sounded like Admiral
there
Akbar.
Was something in that episode that actually stated that he and Omaraka were some sort of god to the Babylonian people.
Oh,
interesting.
I'm pretty sure.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I love it so much.
If they told you that,
the aliens, it'll be a disservice. I think that's a big thing they have to do.
When they bring Michael Shanks back to do an episode, they have to have Chaka.
Yes.
I almost said it earlier. Chaka is my favorite dude ever. Chaka. Mostly because it makes me think of Chaka from Land of the Lost, but nonetheless, Chaka's great.
Love Chaka.
Chaka. Okay.
Rick and Morty crossover. What?
Portal fluid. Honestly, it wouldn't not work in a lot of ways, though. Technically,
wormhole theory, baby. Wormhole theory.
Extreme wormhole.
Wormhole extreme.
And what happened to those mushroom people?
The mushroom people.
I call them mushroom people. They're not actually mushroom people, but they are symbiotic with that plant thing. So I call them the mushroom people because they're white.
Yeah, we're the all white, the all white ones that didn't really speak, like kind of bug-eyed.
Yeah, those guys, because they were dying, and I think they were dying because of something.
Some audio, some audio frequency was like killing their plants. Yeah, those guys. Right.
Hey, it's Chaka.
Hey, there he is.
Chaka.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we see Chaka in a school teaching other Unas to speak.
Oh, there we go.
That would be great.
And Daniel Jackson comes on and goes, Chaka, this is amazing. You could have let me know. I could have helped.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, Chaka's like, welcome to English 101. Chaka.
It's just spreading English across the galaxy.
Yes, thank you, Sokar. Boom.
Well, it's not like English wasn't spread across the galaxy anyway.
Aye.
Or multiple galaxies, I should say.
Yes.
Marduk?
Yes, I believe Marduk is a Babylonian god.
Not yes.
Huh.
I wouldn't mind seeing more of their people, but I think he said in the episode that his entire race is dead.
Yep, Marduk was the patron god of Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, mentioned. Marduk's rise to prominence coincided with Babylon's political.
What? Because
ooh, he's also mentioned in the ancient Mesopotamian creation epic, the Enuma Elish.
So, thinking about that, might he have been fighting against Baal?
Entirely possible.
Or at least Omaraka was at least.
I think the best case, the best case study. That's the one I'm looking for. For a species we've seen to already be the Furling would be the spirits from the Spirits episode. Because we don't actually get titles for them, like an actual species name, and they don't really speak. They don't really do anything. I mean, they speak a little bit. They don't really do a whole bunch besides a lot of magic kind of looking things that are pretty similar to what the Nox have the capability of doing.
Mm-hmm.
Could those be the Furlings?
To me, it feels like they are actually in a race that, to me, feels like the Star Trek people. You know, they're ones that they exist in a different level of dimension, a different dimensional level, just below or just above ours. And that's why they communicate. That's what I think. That could be it. It could be they could have been a race that attempted and failed to completely ascend, maybe,
and learn to do spiritual things, just not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they could also be a race that live underground most of the time. They rarely come to the surface, and that's why they provide the people the what is it? What do they call it? Titanium.
For
not titanium.
Tritonin.
No, the ore. Because that's the whole reason they were trying to move the people from that planet to another. I can't remember.
Not the Nequadria.
Not Nequadria, no. The stuff that it's tritanium. I'm pretty sure it's the stuff that we use to make in the universe to make titanium.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Because I remember they say without that material they cannot build. The more of that material, the more 302s and 303s they can build. I can't.
I'm still stuck on this Babylonian thing. Was Tiamat a gold?
Tiamat?
Yeah.
I think I remember that name being mentioned as a gold.
Yeah, because Tiamat.
I don't know if we ever saw Tiamat, but as a gold, it would make sense.
Because Tiamat and Marduk are contemporaries. Baal came on later and was worshipped in a different area of Mesopotamia.
Stargate is returning.
Oh yes,
it's official. It's officially official.
It's so good. It's so exciting. Yeah. Oh, what is this one? Aliens from the episode Grace, the ones who attacked the Prometheus, but we never saw the aliens themselves.
Was that the one where everyone was kind of tripping out in their own mind? Or is that a different one? Tiamat was gold? Okay.
I think
only Sam. Only Sam was on the Prometheus in that episode. I think in Grace.
Okay.
Yeah,
because she was alone. Because I think the hyperdrive was supposed to be going critical, and the crew left to say, they abandoned the ship. But I think she was knocked unconscious. I think, can't remember. It's been a long time since I watched it.
Sam definitely had a concussion or something going on.
Yeah, sure. And Grace was a little girl that she kept seeing.
Yes. Yeah.
And it turns out that I think wasn't she supposed to be a projection of the nebula that she was in?
Spin, don't you put that into the universe. How dare you?
Which Sokar? Oh, Spin. Oh, that one.
You stop that. You don't say that.
The Eye of Tiamat was a piece for Anubis, a super weapon. Okay. Yep.
But it's called the Eye of Tiamat because the first person that owned it or built or made it was Tiamat.
Huh. Yeah, I'm just so intrigued to see, especially where the Goa'uld have gotten themselves in the last.
You mean the ones that are still alive?
I mean, they only killed the system lords. It's not like there's aren't literal hundreds, if not thousands, of Goa'uld still out there.
It's hard to say about that, though, isn't it? I mean, they hide. Part of their abilities is to blend in, so they can hide. So it's hard to say.
Creepy little things.
But at the same time, their ultimate reason for existence in their corrupt mentality is power. So wherever they are, they're going to try and achieve power over anyone that's below them. So their whole existence is based on control, manipulation, lording over anyone.
That being said,
so they can't. I mean, even what was that one where it was set on Earth, and that Goa'uld was actually the head of the cult.
Oh, that was Set, right? Seth.
Yeah, Set. He had been on Earth thousands of years, hiding, but he still had the drive of a Goa'uld to have underlings.
Control.
That power,
be in control, to manipulate, to lord over everyone. So he's settled for having a not so small group of people, who were technically, I think they were manipulated. They were mind controlled as well. Most of them, weren't they?
Yep. Yeah, he had that mist that came out of the armrest on his throat. Or no, it was out of
kind of copying Hathor's.
It came out of like staffs with his symbol on top, and it exuded this mist.
Yeah.
Would y'all think it would be too far fetched? Because there are ways that they could write it and be like, well, no, everybody gets scanned all the time, so that would never happen. Or they could write it where, oh no, these people are so important, they don't need to be scanned, so they weren't. Do you think it is feasible for the remaining Goa'uld, to find their way onto Earth like Baal did, like Set did, and take over the leadership of Earth?
You mean like they tried to do with Russia? Exactly.
Well, if Earth is proving to be the galaxy's new superpower and is able to really just take the old powers out and bring some new stuff in, whether it be exactly what Earth wanted or not, that's besides the point. Earth is the biggest kind of superpower at the moment.
Well, if Earth is the biggest superpower at that point, then I would hope that the Nox have got back in touch with us, because they did say that we were still very young.
And then the Asgard anointed us the fifth race as humans, and by the end of the show.
Well, they wouldn't have done that without the Nox's approval, because I reckon they would have spoken with the Nox about it.
I don't know that a Goa'uld would actually be able to attain any kind of real measure of power on Earth, just because of how many times we've had problems on Earth already. I don't see how, like, even on a global level, like all the militaries of the world are have developed some system of detection by now, especially in the corridors of power. Like, they'd be keeping eyes on that at all times.
Well, that's a good point too, because I was thinking, well, would they actually have detection if they have to scan everybody's bellies all the time and do all that? Like, how often are you getting CAT scans, But realistically, we have Asgard tech, and you just mentioned a good thing is about, oh well, there's the episode with the very first Unis that we ever see. And Teal'c literally can't walk forward without getting projectile shot because of the Goa'uld in his stomach. So,
yeah, the freaking Thor's hammer.
So there would be ways, especially with Asgard Tech, to say nope.
I mean, yeah, we could. It'd be by that point in time. I would imagine it's probably no different than like, going through the proverbial airport X-ray dealy. You know, in order to get into any kind of anything with any power, public or black site, you got to go through that thing. Hammers of Thor like street lamps. I mean, yeah.
It would work.
I would say at a minimum, like they would have some sort of detection technology placed like anywhere that's even remotely sensitive to keep something like that from happening. In my mind, the Goa'uld are out in some remote corner. First of all, finishing off their power struggle and getting everything set. Now, who's the new system lord and who's the new overall yada yada yada. And then starting to creep out from that spot.
And that's the return of Anubis.
As slowly and quietly as a race that is so ridiculously narcissistic can accomplish.
I'd say more likely that, the former system, the remaining underlords of the Goa'uld, who, some of them might promote themselves to be system lords because of the hierarchy system. But at the same time, maybe the Goa'uld deserve, or the younger Goa'uld, the lesser Goa'uld, as Daniel claimed that it's called them, maybe they have a redemption arc.
I could see that to a degree as well.
Maybe they think to themselves, maybe we should be more like the Tok'ra. Maybe we should go to the Tok'ra and, give up the host we took by force and, find a voluntary host instead so that they could be more like the Tok'ra. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Because, the Tok'ra are dying. We know that. I mean, their queen, Illyria. Was it
Illyria? Sounds kind of right-ish.
Was it Adira?
Yeah, Adira or something like that. Because Adria and Adira always sounded pretty close.
Yeah.
That was killing me.
Right?
I think that makes sense. To have a redemption arc for them,
I could see that. I could also see them taking that route, and then one or two of those Tok'ra Goa'uld ends up maybe actually not really.
The Goa'uld come to the Tok'ra homeworld. They leave the hosts willingly leave the hosts that they took by force, get implanted into their volunteer, and you have one Tok'ra and one Goa'uld leading the entire people. Oh no, wait, no, that sounds a lot like the Vulcans and the Romulans.
Right.
It is the Vulcans and the Romulans, plain and simple. Which was a great idea. Great callback to previous episodes of TNG that was. But a shit way to do it. But yeah. I think that's a good idea. Blank slate symbiotes in human.
What is even and we are kind of nearing up on 2 hours here. But just kind of a last thought. What even, just because we've been talking about the Goa'uld for a bit, and we need to do another one of these so then we can do this whole conversation with the Wraith too. But
not such a threat anymore.
What I think the Wraith are far more a threat. But what is the likelihood we even see a Goa'uld in the first season of what we're watching?
I would say probably about 75% likely. Now, I would say the bigger question is how much. To me, more.
I'd say it's more likely that at the end of the final episode, just before the credits roll, someone is standing in front of the gate at Stargate Command, and then
I like that.
end the season. And that way you've got the usual climactic episode, and you've also got the intrigue. And as Stargate always had a lead into the next season. So you give it the lead into the next season, then it's more like Stargate.
Yeah, I could see them going that way. I actually don't think it's a high percentage chance that we see a Goa'uld in season 1, unless it's something like that, kind of near the end.
See, that was kind of what in the neighborhood.
Maybe a different species of Goa'uld. A different species of Goa'uld. Maybe the eyes light up a different color. Because that would be interesting. Because I mean,
purple eye.
Like, if you think about it, the Goa'uld are serpents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Serpents are basically snakes, right? How many different varieties of snakes do we have?
3.
Now, why is there only one variety of Goa'uld? You'd think that maybe in the evolutionary process there were other versions.
Well, we have seen different
that
looking
could be
Goa'uld.
fun.
Yeah, we saw primordial Goa'uld, ones that were before they, because I think the Goa'uld first got their intelligence by implanting in someone who's a species that was intelligent.
Yeah,
they didn't have their intelligence from the start. They gained it from each host they took
and shared the genetic memory. Yeah.
So when we got introduced to Chaka, we see them take hosts. They don't know what they're doing. They not only young, but they're not intelligent. They're just animals, basically.
Yeah, until they have that imprint on them.
Yeah. So they gain their knowledge from each host they take, and then they pass that on. So if they've never taken a host, that's when we get the symbiotes from that episode. So when we have a break in the evolutionary line, and we get a separate variety, why don't we bring in a different variety? Who's to say that Ra from the movie?
Oh, that's a great point.
Different variety of Goa'uld.
Ooh,
I like that.
Fun.
Hey,
that's fun.
Did you just crack why Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich are back?
I don't know. Did I?
You might have. I know people were saying go like the Mesoamerica version of the Goa'uld that Devlin wanted to do originally, and just scrap it. And instead of Egypt, go Aztec and Incan. I'm like,
maybe a big Goa'uld mothership, one that's designed in a design that you've never seen before. Maybe from a different galaxy, because obviously maybe Ra was left behind in the movie, wasn't he? The story was that he was left behind, right?
Mm-hmm.
By his own race. And then we have the split off in the Goa'uld in SG-1, which is different.
And if he were like a primordial older Goa'uld, it would make sense for why he was in charge of the
well, if he was a different species of Goa'uld, it would make sense, because then you might be more powerful because you are a stronger version. Kind of like having a different species of animal can be different variety of the same species. It can be a lot stronger. So maybe that's it.
You got my heart racing.
That'd be
Ra came from a dying race to Earth.
Yes. But who's to say that his entire race died? I mean, there must be some that survived just like he did.
Dying.
But they say that he survived by finding a human host. So he was dying when he came to Earth.
Dang, I gotta go back and watch the movie again now.
Well, I think that's a good point here, Spin, too. I'm kind of over the Goa'uld theme. I think leaning into not showing a whole bunch of Goa'uld stuff and really almost utilizing it as like Bruce and Jaws, the shark, only give us the 13 minutes over a whole season, or 3 minutes even over a whole season, and piece that in where it works itself back into a solid storyline rather than, oh, we're retreading this again, so where are the replicators next? It'd be nice to have that actual gradual build in that sense.
Also, who's to say that there isn't another version of the replicators in another galaxy?
Nope. That was a great stream. Have a wonderful day, everybody. So over the freaking replicators. Oh. But okay. We are an hour 57 into this puppy. We might as well put a bookmark on this one. Would y'all down to come back in like a week or two, or sometime over the next couple weeks, and dive into maybe another portion of this?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
You better be there, Melvin. We miss you.
Well, hopefully I'm going to start making some videos. I've got an idea. I'm going to do my favourite franchises. Try and release at least 1 to 2 videos a week. Get back on track.
Nice.
Hopefully, crossing fingers that I get to do it.
We're in the same boat over here. We're trying to get those videos back to going again. Obviously, more podcasts are always fun, but we do the whole thing.
Well, hey, I'll be doing lives again for Fallout. I think.
I was about to say, tell everybody what they need to do to be watching y'all over the next week or 2, month or 2, 3, year or 2, all of the above.
That's it, right there. Here's the info. Stream Wednesdays and Saturdays. Haven't put out a video in a hot minute. I mostly just
Melvin, you're now.
I just didn't put it in. I didn't put it in. Yeah, at Quest RRC.
Okay, that's right. Cool. Well, all that being said, thank y'all so much for hanging with us. Thank y'all for actually being here to talk Stargate with us, y'all. And chat, we'll see you hopefully soon. If you're with us tomorrow for Farscapetrion with our Patreon folk, we'll be watching. I think we're pretty close to the end of season 2 now. We're in some weird love triangle stuff, and it's not good. It's weird.
I'll join you for the Peacekeeper Wars. That's my favorite.
Okay, good. That's gonna be fun. All that being said, we will see you this Monday. I don't know if we're gonna do a Wednesday Stargate Outpost because we, had a bunch of Stargate to talk this week, so we will figure that out as it goes. But that has been a wonderful episode from us today. Y'all go check out Chillin' in the Basement. Go check out Quest RRC. We know y'all know where to go already for them, so do us the due diligence and say howdy.
See you guys.
We will see y'all all hopefully tomorrow. If not, Wednesday, Friday for sure for Radical Wasteland Outpost. And this has been SciFi Sundays. See y'all.
Peace.
Peace.